What you guys, got another video here. This is the MSI Cubi NUC 1M. This is designed for business and productivity. It's a mini PC. It's got the Red Dot Winner 2024 award, and we're going to be taking a look at it in this video. So inside the box, it comes pretty well packed as you'd expect. You can see you've got all your user manual and everything you need right here. I'll get everything out so you can see what you're going to get inside the box. You're going to get your user manual, your warranty card, and some screws in here for the VESA mount, and that's all in this little package right here. Also in the kit as well, you're going to get your start button. This is in case you wanted to mount this to your monitor and power it on via this start button here, and this will connect from the outside. You also get your SATA power cable here. This comes in the kit as well. In case you want to expand storage inside your device, you can do. This will allow you to put a SSD in here, and it will mount to the top of the case, and I'll show you that a little bit later on. You got your VESA mount in case you want to mount this to the back of a monitor, and you would use your power button to power it on. It's really nice, and also when you push the power button, it will automatically power on the monitor and the PC at the same time. You got your power cord and your power brick right here. The power rating on this is 120 watts for this power brick, as you can see here. So you got your little power connector on the end there. And again, this has got a 3-pin plug on here and a barrel connector on the end here for your actual mini PC. And you also have the mini PC itself, which we'll take a look at in more detail now. The mini PC is post-consumer recycled. That's 42.9% consumer recycled products have been used for this device. We got the power button on the front here. We have our LED light for the hard drive activity. You've got the micro SD card reader on the front here, which is going to be used for extra storage, or if you need to read micro SD cards, you can do on the front. 2 USB type A ports on the front supporting 10 Gbps on the front. We also have that mic in and also headphone out combo on the front here as well for all your audio needs. So whether this is used for kiosk use or government and finance, education and science, or small and medium businesses, this mini PC is going to be ideal. We also have on the side here this little plug here which I can pull out, and this is where you're going to plug in that external power button so you can power the device on. If it was plugged into the back of the monitor, save you having to reach around and power it on, you could just use the power cable with the button on the end of it and plugs right into the side of the mini PC. Ideal if you're using VESA mounts on the back of monitors. On here we have our Kensington lock as well to add more security. And this is where all the meat and potatoes is on the back, which is all your ports. We have that big exhaust area at the top to exhaust any heat that's inside the mini PC. Starting from the right, we have our power input. And on the right-hand side, we have our Thunderbolt 4 and our PowerLink HDMI port on there. And we also have 2 Ethernet ports, which support 2 gigabit Ethernet ports here, which is great. On the other side of it, we have another Thunderbolt 4 port and also another HDMI port, which gives you the ability for 4, monitor setup if you wanted to do that. And we have another 2 USB ports on there, Type A USB ports supporting 10 Gbps on there as well for speed. Pretty fast. This can support 4 monitors running at 4K at 60 Hertz, and that is running on the 2 Type-C and 2 HDMI. Also, one of the Type-C ports, as you'll see a little icon there, is used for charging as well, and that is really useful. On the bottom, we do have some exhaust area here as well, and we have 4 screws with rubber mounts on them, so we can use that. And this is where your VESA mount connectivity is as well. So let's remove the bottom plate here so we can have a look inside. Inside, this is the bottom area here, and you can see those 4 lugs there. This is where you would mount a 2.5-inch SSD inside here, or an hard drive if you wanted to. It gives you the cable and the connectivity to connect another drive inside here. You already have room for 2 NVMe drives here. There's this one right here, and that is the smaller M.2 2242 NVMe drive that can go in there. We also have only 1 stick on this model, which is the Samsung memory, and this is only 8 gigabytes, but you've got room for another memory slot on here as well, so you can have dual memory, and that would be a maximum of up to 64 gigabytes SODIMM memory, DDR5, 5200 megahertz speed, and you have 2 slots here. We've only got 1 stick on this one, which is 8 gigabytes, so you can populate another one there. Also on here as well, you can see there is a little connection here. I just want to quickly show you that on the connector here, which is where you'd connect your SATA cable for an extra 2.5-inch drive here. Right down here, this is where you'd plug that in. It says SATA there. I'm trying to give you a little picture here. Right there, you get the cable included, plug it in there, and it will mount to the bottom of the actual case. We do have a full NVMe drive in here as well. The two NVMe drives will be Gen 4, so you should get really good speeds there, but you do have extra storage. So 3 drive capacities here. You'd have 2 NVMe's and one 2.5-inch capacity here, which is plenty storage for a mini PC as well, which is really good. Plus those 2 Ethernet ports. This is going to make a great home lab as well if you wanted to turn it into some sort of home lab. And it has pretty low power draw on this mini PC as well, which is great as well. And I'll probably do some tutorials on that another day. So let me go ahead and quickly show you where you're going to mount the 2.5-inch drive here. It's these 4 little lugs here. You'd punch these out and then you would just mount it this way here. Now there's not a lot of mini PCs on the market that give you this amount of storage capacity and also give you the option of 2 Ethernet ports on there as well, which support 2.5 gigabit on there on each port, which is great. So good job, MSI. Let's take a look at the full specs here, and you can pause the video at this stage. You got 3 CPU options. This one is the Core 5 version, which is the 120U, 12 megabytes of cache, 1.4 gigahertz up to 5 gigahertz when under full boost. So this i5 120U FS1 has 10 cores and 12 threads on it. It's a 14th gen processor on here, and it does support the latest Intel Iris Xe internal graphics. If you upgrade that memory, you should be okay for video editing and photo editing and also playing some games as well. It does have Wi-Fi 6E and also Bluetooth as well if you are needing Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. So let's go ahead and take a look at the system. So all I've done here is unpacked it and powered it on, and this is exactly what you'd expect from a mini PC. So you do have also the MSI center here, which you can set up, the cloud center and center. So you've got those 2 here. It looks like there's some sort of office suite on here, probably a trial period, and also I can see Norton on here as well, which is probably going to be some sort of trial period as well. Looking at the specifications here, you can see we do only have 8 gigabytes of memory and all the specs I've talked about before. We do have Windows 11 Pro on this one, and it does have 23H2 already pre-installed here out of the box. So we'll do some benchmarks and some other stuff here to test the actual mini PC itself. So we'll start off with Geekbench 6. This is for the CPU benchmark here. I'll also show you temperatures here. And this is a relatively cold machine, and you can see we have that core thermal throttling going on. It says yes here, 44%. And we also have some other red figures here, which is the packaging thermal throttling, and it's going yes here as well at 50%. So temperatures on this for this particular chip here does keep going no and yes for some reason, but the final score was single core score was 2,305, multi-core score was 6,585. Now, I'll keep an eye on those thermals a little bit later on, and we'll take a closer look at them. I just want to quickly do a GPU benchmark here as well with the Geekbench 6 here, so you can see what the scores will look like. So once that's done, we've got an OpenGL score of 11,239 on Geekbench 6. So not too bad for those particular scores. So taking a look here at the benchmarks for the NVMe drive here, these are the results that I got here, and you can see the speeds and stuff on the screen. The sequential reads and writes are there. So pretty good speeds from the actual NVMe drive inside there as well, as you'd expect, because this drive inside here is an actual Samsung NVMe drive. I will show you the specs for that right now so you can see what drive was in there, because I didn't show you that when on the teardown. So let's go and take a look at Crystal Disk info here, and you'll be able to see that it is a Samsung version right here, and there's only a 512 gigabyte drive in this, so you can upgrade that to a larger drive if you want to. But again, you can have 2 NVMe drives in here and 1 SSD in there if you wanted to, which is plenty of storage. Let's move on to the Cinebench benchmarks here, and I will also put up the scores here. You can see this single core is 1741 and the multi-core is 6681 with a top total score here of 1741. Let's do some 4K video playback with Jellyfish 400 Mbps 4K Ultra HD HEVC 10-bit file, and you can see here it's silky smooth as you would expect with this Core 5 processor in here, 14th gen. It's the latest processors from Intel, so you'd expect something decent, and we are getting that with this playback here. So you could use this for your Plex server and things like that if you wanted to, or just 4K movie playback, no problem. You can see 4K streaming right here. I'll put these stats for nerds up, but you can see silky smooth, no jerkiness or anything like that. Let me go ahead and put that there. We got 9 drop frames at the very beginning. That's normal when you push play. You get a few drop frames when you just push play, but once it stabilizes, you're getting no drop frames. And this is at 60 FPS at 3840 by 2160, and you can do this on 4 monitors on this mini PC. Now, I recorded this part the next day when the PC was super cool and I just powered it on, and I wanted to test those temperatures to give it another chance to see what was going on. Now, what was interesting to me was the core thermal throttling and also the package ring thermal throttling, and this is under idle and it's just kicking in for no reason, and it's saying yes maximum, and it's going 17 to 20% under idle, and that means that you are getting some sort of thermal temperature problems. So that is something that MSI might need to look at. Not sure if it's just this mini PC, but you can see we are getting every so often the core power limit exceeded, and that flickers on with yes, and also we're getting some other bits on there. So once I did this, I just wanted to quickly test this. Now, this is a 43 Celsius temperature on an idle mini PC, and it's flagging up with the core thermal throttling right here, and we're getting only 4% now, and it says yes, it's in red. And we're also now getting the package ring thermal throttling as well, only at 4%. Temperatures are super low, and they're not getting in the high area. And I will do a quick benchmark with the CPU-Z software, but I do think this is something to do with the 14th gen Intel processor series that they've released. But the maximum temperatures after I've done all my testing didn't go above 72 degrees Celsius. So it's not going into the really hot temperature areas when you're benchmarking. It's just the core thermal throttling and also the package ring thermal throttling, and also the core power limit is exceeded. You're getting a bunch of those coming on as well. So I'll reset those. You can see they just come on and off very quickly, and we'll run a quick stress test on the CPU here. The temperatures will stay really low, as you can see here. They're not going high. They're only going up to 60 degrees Celsius so far. And again, straight away, we are now getting core power limit exceeded, yes. And we're getting the package ring power limited exceeded, yes, on there as well. But we're not getting any sort of package ring thermal throttling on here. It's just those two coming on right now, but they're not in the red right now, but it says 75, 76%. So maybe these results are perfectly fine, and this is just how these 14th gen Intels work, because they're not going really super hot. Anyway, with that said, I'll leave all this information with you. This product was sent for review by MSI. All my opinions are my own. No one is reviewing this video before it's released. I try and be as honest as I can in my reviews, good or bad. And let me know in the comment section below what you think yourself. Anyway, I shall catch you in the next one. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.